What's up everyone, and welcome back to Sax Talk with me, Saxl Rose. For episode 2, I'll be answering some of the questions that you all left me on Instagram, and I'll finally be revealing the true story behind how I got the name Saxl Rose. Stick around. Before we get into this week's episode, if you're new to the channel, please go hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss any videos like this or any of my sax covers. Also, if you enjoy content like this, please go hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below and let me know what you guys think. So the first question is from @RebeccaXPrice, who asked, what's the most amount of people you've performed to live? Probably the Paramore show I played earlier last year. I think the capacity for that venue was about 20,000 people. 20,000 people. I know if it wasn't sold out, it was really close. So it was at least like 19,000 people. And it was just absolutely ridiculous because it got to a point where I could see like the pit in front of me and some of the people in the stands, but it just became a sea of people after that. And then there was also, behind that, there was just a sea of people on like the grass seating area. So after a while, it's just like I could really only pay attention to the pit. But to be honest, like I was just so mind blown as to what was happening that like I could not even tell you. That show was just, it was just insane. It was nuts. Next, @Bearded Aladdin actually asked 2 questions. The first one was, what are some of your other hobbies? And he also asked, what's your favorite song to play? So this might sound super lame or boring, but I spend 99.9% of my time literally in my home studio, writing new music, recording, listening to music, practicing, playing a gig. I'm also fortunate enough to have a lot of people around me who also care about music just as much as me. All my best friends are huge music heads. They play with me in other groups. So I feel like I get to talk about music a lot. But besides music, I really like watching battle rap. I'm super into the URL Ultimate Rap League. I keep up with like all the battles and all the events that happen. So I pretty much spend a lot of my time, if I'm not doing music, watching battle rap. I also listen to podcasts and I read a lot. I also love getting sucked down the rabbit hole of YouTube. Between watching old episodes of Ed, Edd n Eddy, bear attacks, stand-up comedy, literally like anything you can imagine, I just get sucked down the rabbit hole and end up watching hours of YouTube. And as far as my favorite song to play live, Finesse by Bruno Mars is a really fun song to play. I played that at a lot of gigs. And then I really like playing In Bloom with Neck Deep, obviously. It's just, that song was one of my favorite songs when it came out, and it's just still one of my favorite songs now, and the fact that I get to play on it is just, it's just awesome. I love that song. And finally, @ElijahBruh asked, I really hope I pronounced that right by the way, how did you link up with the Neck Deep dudes? I get this question a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the whole story. Pretty much it all started when I put out my Paramore cover of Ain't It Fun. Haley Williams saw it, shared it, and it just started doing really well. And I remember I was getting a lot of retweets, a lot of likes and stuff like that on Twitter. And I had scrolled down to see, who all had liked it. And Danny from Neck Deep was one of the ones who had retweeted it. So I had actually just bought tickets to see Neck Deep in Baltimore maybe like a week or 2 before that. So I messaged him, I think on Instagram, and I was just like, hey man, thanks for liking the video, you guys rule, I can't wait to see you guys live, just appreciate you sharing the video and stuff like that. And he messaged me back and was just like, dude, that video was so sick, you're really talented, would love to hear you do something like that over one of our songs, you should totally record some sax over In Bloom and just like shoot it to me, just so I can hear it, like just for fun. And I was like, what? Like, I was just mind blown he even messaged me back, you know what I mean? So I was like, alright, sick. And it was like, I think it was like midnight or something. It was late. I didn't want to wake my parents up because there's no quiet way to play the saxophone. So I was like, screw it. I got my studio stuff, my laptop, my saxophone. I went into my car at night, shut the door, and recorded myself playing sax over In Bloom in my car. Came back inside, did the video, and shot it to Danny, I think like the next morning. Back and was like, dude, like this video, this is so sick, like this sounds awesome. He told me that he played it for the rest of the guys and they all liked it, and he was like, dude, you should just totally come and just jam out with us in Baltimore, like just cause like this sounds sick. And that's pretty much what happened. Like we just jammed it out in Baltimore, they liked it. They invited me back, I think the next day, to play at PlayStation Theater in New York City. That went really well. The crowd was massive. They decided to fly me out. I think it was like maybe 2.5 or 3 weeks later for the last call with Carson Daly show. So it was awesome. So the other question that I get the most is how I came up with the name Saxl Rose. So me and a lot of my friends, we were just on this kick of constantly changing our Twitter names to like the dumbest things that we could think of, or just like funny plays on words, just anything that we could think of that was funny. So I was going through like a cycle of like every week changing my Twitter name to something absolutely ridiculous. And it just so happened that when I first played the show with Neck Deep, my name at the time, I just happened to change it to Saxl Rose because I was doing sax puns. I think the week before that it was Sax Keeble's Big Moves from the movie Max Keeble's Big Moves. So yeah, I mean, if they would have called me the week before, then everyone would probably be calling me Sax Keeble right now. But I was just thinking of different sax puns, and when I did the show with Neck Deep for the first time, and like Alternative Press and Rock Sound and a bunch of the music publications picked up the name. Of course, no one really knew my real name, so they just went, Saxl Rose, and it just stuck, and that's just how it went. So I'm gonna read off all my former Twitter names to show you guys what my name potentially could have been if I would have played the show with Neck Deep at a different time. Buddy Love, Ice Tray, Al Green, The Kid Frankie, which was my Twitter name for like 3 years at least, Sax Keeble's Big Moves, Light Skin Qualified, John Legend, John Mayer, Bernie Mac, Mixed Excellence, Malcolm Flex, Tone Bone, and Buddy Coconuts. So, if my name would have been Buddy Coconuts when I played the show with Neck Deep, you guys would all be calling me Buddy Coconuts right now. Thank you guys so much for checking out this week's episode. By the time you guys see this, I will be on my way to the UK. I'm so excited. Thank you guys. Phone's ringing. So I just want to say thank you all so much for all the support that you've given me over these past years. So everyone overseas, I'll see you guys soon. Everyone else, please go subscribe to my YouTube page, youtube.com/Saxl Rose, and I'll have more videos and content for you guys soon. See ya.